Yo, what is up, everyone? So, we all remember when Khronos completely destroyed Speed Dial in that 1v1. Alright, Khronos completely destroyed Speed Dial, but now he got a buff. And at the time, well, now, I was thinking of ideas of what to do a 1v1 with. One of them was Chikazilla versus Chikasaurus, which I'm gonna do soon, and also Apollo Moon versus Demise. But then I thought of something. Khronos got a buff. So I was thinking, what if we compare him to one of the highest DPS units in the game, Apollo Moon? Can he beat Apollo Moon at a 1v1? Before we have my friend take him into a 1v1 with us here, we're going to bring both of them into a game and showcase their raw stats. Well, or not raw stats, I guess, just kind of showcase their stats. And we're going to see which is better. Now, obviously, Apollo Moon is like, he's a high DPS unit if you have Spring Lock on him. I am not getting Spring Lock on Khronos. Alright, we made it as fair as we could last time. Alright, we're gonna make it as fair as we can this time, alright? And the reason I say this is because, well, yeah. So let's go to our little test grounds, Game 7. This is basically our little sandbox, you know what I mean? And, basically, the plan is, we're going to pick the hardest modifier, Hell Mode. We're going to put down our Dark Frost Bears. And we're also going to get our booster out here, Hand Unit, Shiny Hand Unit. My friend, however, is going to be using different boosters because, he doesn't have a Shiny Hand Unit. Like I said, guys, we're trying to make this as fair as possible, alright? As fair as humanly possible. And also, we are not going to be Queen of Heartsing this Khronos when it comes time for the actual 1v1, seeing how that would be very unfair. Because, yeah, Hand Unit. Okay, so we are reaching. Alright, so Khronos' damage, level 1 is 300,000. Maxed out is 474,000 damage, and I am able to place 2 because I have Queen of Hearts. So I'm going to place 2 for now, because, we need that. And next is Apollo Moon, who does 1,000,000 damage at max. Yeah, I have a feeling these guys are able to get to, wave 200. Also, I was planning on doing a video with Gilded Knight soon, so, yeah, here's Gilded Knight. This dude looks insane. Anyways, enough about that. Let's go to the actual 1v1. And today, Khronos Endo Freddy is actually going to have 3 opponents. Well, 2-ish. I got Agony. Yo, that's crazy. He's going to have 2 opponents. The first opponent, Apollo Moon, and the second opponent, Michael's Demise. But if Khronos is not able to do Apollo Moon, we're not going to do Michael's Demise. So, yeah? Yep. What do you mean he got nerfed? Tiny nerf, but nothing too crazy. And also, doesn't he have that Wiver? Doesn't he do Wiver? Yeah, 15% Wiver, not Shiny. So it's still good. It's still insane. Where are you? Are you here yet? So, we are going to come back when we are in the 1v1. Alright, guys, so these are his boosters. I know what all you're going to say, alright? Popstar Chico's damage. That's his only damage booster. I mean, I could give him that, man. What? Alright, so he's going to be using Apollo Moon. I'm going to be using Khronos. Both of these guys, I think, definitely wiped out their opponents in the first 1v1 we did with them. Remember, the 1v1 we did with Khronos? I remember we did Khronos versus Speed Dial, and Speed Dial got obliterated. Yeah, for some reason I got 40 views. I don't know why that got 40 views. I'm so confused. I think the highest like video in the the unit 1v1 thing is actually what's it called? Vanny. Well, not Vanny. I think it was like the first ever one I did Glamrock Endo versus like shiny Glamrock Endo versus Endo. All right, let's go. I'm hoping we get the Endo versus Glamrock Endo. That was like I think peak content, and that gave me the most views. Peak content. Am I right? I honestly don't know. Like, okay, oh, this is a decent map for this. Okay, we got a decent map. Alright, let me put down my Dark Frost Bears, and let me put down the hand unit. Yeah, you got your plush traps range. The plush trap range is atrocious, bro. So, once we get our, once we get our money for our unit, we have to delete everything else. So, except for our boosters, of course. We can keep our boosters. Our starter, you have a mid-game, right? You have a mid-game. I did not bring a mid-game because I did not think of that. $50K. However, I have a semi-decent starter. And plus I got a good booster. Your wind-up Bonnie might be slightly better. You got good boosters. But step on your dog's tail. Yeah. I will say for oh yeah, your mid game's anim dude. Wait, bro, there's another entrance over here. Look. Dog, there's another entrance up here. There's another entrance right over here. There's more entrances around here. You heard him fall. I mean, that could be considered your mid-game. Why is its cooldown so low? You have not even maxed out your wind-up, and this thing's cooldown 0.081 with Spring Lock. I do not know how you achieved that, but congratulations. You achieved something today. Yeah, maxed out your Bonnie and Popstar Chica, you know what I mean? I will say one thing you have that's a good advantage is having Wiver. I got Stun though. I don't know which is better, Stun or Wiver. Yeah, every attack he does stun, I think. Khronos? Yeah, I think every attack he does stun now. I don't remember. I'm about to get down my unit, so I'm going to delete one of my Dark Frost Bears already, and then I'm going to put down Khronos, like, legit right here. Alright, now I'm going to delete my guys. Actually, I'm going to put down my Dark Frost Bears while I wait for you to get your units. Yeah, I'm going to wait for you to get your guy down before I delete my starters. Alright, delete literally everything except... Dude, 600k is crazy. Dude, that's like double my damage on Khronos Endo Freddy at level 1. Although in terms of DPS, I'm doing more DPS. And also I have a better ability, I think. No, you might have the advantage because your guys is doing damage. Also, delete your starter, bro. Delete your starter. Brother. Brother. Oh! Yeah, look, my ability stuns bosses. Dude, my ability stuns bosses, actually. Yeah, you have no slowing and also no stun. It actually might look like you're about to lose this. Oh, you have a slightly better cooldown boost. Bro, level 3, it's 1,000,000, bro. Are you able to max it out before you die, though? That's the question. Jeez, dude. Oh my god, if we were doing this before the slight nerf he got, then that would have been like at least 3,000,000. Ah! Well, Khronos got wrecked. Alright, that's the end of the video. Meow meow. That's the end of it.